Let me go back to Capitol Hill. We have freshman Democrat, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. She's being accused of anti-Semitism. Again, this time after the Minnesota Democrat, who is one of the first two Muslim women elected to Congress, after she tweeted that Republican support of Israel is, quote, all about the Benjamins. And when asked to explain her statement, the Congresswoman pointed the finger at AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, a powerful pro-Israel lobbying group that does not contribute to politicians. Joining me now is John Bresnahan. He's Congressional Bureau Chief for Politico. He's been writing about all this and tracking this. It's good to see you, John. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you.
This comes with context, right? This isn't the first time that the Congresswoman has been called out over her anti-Israel stance. But what exactly is she saying here? And more importantly, was she attempting to clean it up? What was she trying to do?
Well, there's a couple threads here, and basically she and the other Muslim Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib and other New Democrats they're opposed to BDS legislation, which is the Boycott and Divestment and Sanctions Movement, anti-BDS legislation that Republicans are pushing. And she has made some comments about Israel and Israel's treatment of the Palestinian people, which is a huge issue. And there's a growing faction within the Democratic Party that says we can criticize Israel without being anti-Semitic. Now, there's a pushback already within the party on this. Now, Republicans, of course, jumped all over this last night, but we have 5 Democrats who came out last night and today, in fact, one just now, Ted Deutsch of Florida, who's saying Omar's comments are way out of line, that you can criticize Israel, but the idea that you're floating the idea that Jewish money controls American politicians or Jewish donors is it's a really ugly comment. It's a really ugly anti-Semitic comment, and I think it's a really dangerous place for Omar to go.
Yeah, and that's been an important part of this, is the response from fellow Democrats. It really wasn't more than a few moments, kind of in the Twitter world universe, where you had Max Rose come out almost immediately. Right. And I find that kind of a fascinating dynamic in this. Well,
Kevin McCarthy, who's the House Minority Leader, who's a top Republican in the House, was criticizing Omar the other day, and that's how this all started. And he was trying to say that her comments and comments from Rashida Tlaib, Congresswoman Tlaib, were worse than what Congressman Steve King, a Republican from Iowa, did, where he made racist comments, and he was sanctioned by his own party. They kicked him off his committee. So McCarthy's trying to say, look, you guys, Democrats, have your own problem. Look at Omar and look at Tlaib, and that where's Nancy Pelosi? Where's Speaker Pelosi? She's not doing anything. And then that's how this controversy started. So,
but as you raise Kevin McCarthy, John, an important part of this is he's asking the Speaker to take action. But Kevin McCarthy himself, he has been accused of sending an anti-Semitic tweet just last year before the midterms. There's a lot of dynamics at play here.
This is a hugely complex issue, and there is a growing concern among some that President Trump and the Republican Party have skewed way too far toward Israel, moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal. But then again, Republicans are accusing the Democrats, you have a strain of anti-Semitism within your party, and you have to do something about it. I think this is a hugely important issue. It involves, discrimination, traditional against Muslims and Jews in this country, and how do we treat Israel and how do we look at Israel? And I think this is not going away anytime soon. This is a problem for both parties, and it's something we're going to have to deal with.
And also, Exhibit Z, X, and Y of why putting policy and making these statements on Twitter is not advisable for members of Congress. I don't know how many times we have to say this. It's good to see you, John. Thank you.
Thanks, Kate.
Coming up for us,